In a year when wildfires incinerated Siberia and South Lake Tahoe, floods inundated Sichuan, China, and New York, and triple-digit temperatures baked the typically temperate Pacific Northwest, it's no wonder the UN called the climate crisis a code red for humanity. Yet even as carbon dioxide emissions largely returned to pre-pandemic levels, there was progress towards slowing climate change and a cleaner future.
The fires, the floods, the storms that we're experiencing, methane's a big part of that.
Not typically part of the climate conversation, methane took center stage at the Global Climate Conference in Scotland, where the U.S. and more than 100 countries pledged to cut methane emissions 30% by the end of the decade, a byproduct of oil and gas development, landfills, even burping cows. Methane, while not as prevalent, making up just 10% of U.S. emissions, has 25 times the heat-trapping power of CO2.
If we reduce methane, we slow the rate of warming, and that buys us time.
The other side of progress, what's called the biggest revolution in the auto industry since the assembly line, electric vehicles. General Motors vowing to be all electric by 2035. Ford aiming for 40% of its sales to be EVs in 2030.
This is America's truck electrified.
Ford and GM have set these lofty targets for having electric vehicles. Is that enough?
Americans can't drive promises, and the auto companies are talking a lot about what they'll do in the future, but they're not actually making significant numbers of electric vehicles today.
EVs make up less than 4% of vehicle sales nationwide, but their growth is on the rise, with more options coming to showrooms. So much so that Car and Driver magazine named its first EV of the year. What happened to electric vehicles in 2021?
In 2021, we saw manufacturers get serious about electric vehicles. There really isn't a single mainstream manufacturer now that doesn't have at least one good option that's electrified.
One roadblock, a lack of charging stations. Currently, there are only 46,000 nationwide. The Biden administration wants 500,000 by 2030, a goal powered by money from the infrastructure bill.
It is clear that the future is going to be at least electric optioned, if not entirely electric.
2022 and beyond. Now about changing what we send into the air and what we drive to stop climate change. For today, Anne Thompson, NBC News, New York.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.